Hey guys, welcome back to scooter wiring part 4. I'm sorry it's been a while, but you know, people are busy and I have a lot of other things going on in my life. So what I wanted to show you is, one, I got the entire scooter harness off the bike. Now I'm going to go through what I'm doing to cover the rest of it. This is the portion that goes up to the column, or where the handlebars are. So I left some of them purposely empty to show you what I do. Then it just rolls down through here like it originally was. I took off the what do you call it, rectifier here, because there was a ground wire and I wanted to get all that covered up. So yeah, this is a pain in the rear, but it's worth it. I mean, absolutely not necessary. But so if you remember, what we did from the beginning was I fixed all the grounds that had the cinch clips on them, and I soldered over all those to reinforce them. And I mean, you can't see it anymore. And if you're wondering, not to change the subject because I do like to jump around, this is Tesa tape. So this is an automotive grade tape that they use in Mercedes, BMW. I like to put this on the wire first before I cover it. It's abrasion resistant, and also when it's in a car, it's cloth. So if you could feel it, it's cloth. See the little strands right there? I don't know if you can see it or not. Yeah. See a little strand sticking off? The little hair? It's actually made from cloth. It sticks to itself very well, but it doesn't like just stick to this. So that's the whole key to using it. It folds over and sticks to itself very well. Tesa tape is probably, Tesa company probably makes the best tapes in the industry as far as automotive stuff. And then of course, my favorite for electrical tape is 3M Super 33. And you can see that in there. That is electrical tape. And the reason why I like this type of tape is it stretches. So when you're wrapping tape, you pull, you stretch, you wrap, you pull. It keeps your tape really tight. Also keep in mind, you know, it's something I've been using for a super long time. But here, I'll show you my long fingernail. So if you take a piece of this, it stretches. See that? Pretty cool. So it stretches pretty far. So yeah, it's a mess here. I got a bunch of different shrink tubes and different sizes and all kinds of stuff. But what I'll go over first with you guys. So this is the new wiring for the starter motor. So it goes all the way back. Now I'll zip tie it. There's like a little clip here that used to have wires that ran under this, which I didn't like. So I'm going to put a zip tie around here to hold it in place. And then if you can trace there, the black wire kind of goes underneath the ground. So I'm going to loosen that and pull it up over a little bit so that it doesn't sit on the engine, even though it wouldn't hurt anything. And then if you follow along, this is our starter motor connection now. And I'll go over what I'm going to do to cover that, along with the connectors that I have here to wrap them and protect them, like the original factory piece of plastic, rubber, whatever if you want to call this crap. See that? Cheap. My wife's laughing. By the way, my wife is a wonderful woman, so and I have to give acknowledgement to her for putting up with me for doing this stuff. So if you're married, love your wife. It's a good thing to be good to your wife. That's her laughing in the background, by the way. She is my camera person, because this is really, I don't know how people do this by themselves. It's too much for me to do by myself, at least this part. So okay, so that being said, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some Tech Flex over here. Let's see what I got. Tech Flex. And what I'm going to do is hopefully be able to get it over, go up to the front of the connectors that I didn't do, just to show you. So what I do is I'm gonna kind of measure off how I'm gonna do this. Now I didn't tape all the way up on this one because it really isn't necessary. So what I'll do is I'll measure out. Alright. And I don't really have anything smaller than that, I don't think. I might. Let's see. I got so much different TechFlex. And I'm going to give you some links on the bottom of this. The guy that I get it from, he sells on Amazon. And oh, you know what? I'm going to show you a new tool. He sells on Amazon, and he has it actually on a good price. So I'll put that as a link. Click on it because it supports me. So I appreciate all the support. And what I'll do is have my wife follow you over to this nifty little machine on the counter. Again, yeah, I'm measuring here, so I know where to cut it at. Okay. So with TechFlex, you have to be careful. You can cut it with scissors. The problem with it is it frays. So this is a cutter. I hope this isn't the one that you pulled the cord for. No. And what it does is it gets hot, and you're gonna see it get real red. And it heats up. It heats up quick, as you can see. I just turned it on. And what it allows me to do is cut and sear the TechFlex at the same time, because what happens is these little things here, they start to fray apart. You see that? So I mean, it still might, but they still fray if you cut it regularly with the scissors. So what I'm gonna do is be really careful because this is super hot. Let's go slow. Bam. And then it seals the end off. Pretty cool, right? And I always turn it off because, dude, this thing, that it burn a hole through your skin. I also will put a link up for that. A little bit more expensive than the lines. If you use TechFlex as much as I do, it's worth getting because it just makes your cutting a lot easier. So let's get back to this. So here's what I do. So I go through, TechFlex opens up, and it fits right over. And it's just like an inchworm, as long as you don't get caught on the connector. There you go. So there you go. Alright, see that? So then the next thing I do is I'm going to put 2 pieces of heat shrink over top. So probably use 3/4 inch. This is 3-to-1 heat shrink. I'll put a link up for that. It has glue inside it. It is probably one of the best heat shrinks you can get. Pretty affordable. So I'm just cutting 2 pieces. One for the top of the TechFlex and one for the bottom. And it comes in all kinds of sizes. This is 3/4 now. I just cut that because I'm thinking that it's the right size. I could be wrong, but if so, I have other sizes. So I'll put this down. You banging my ear. We laugh, we do. My wife and I have been together for a long time, so we compliment each other with jokes because she just banged me in the ear with the camera. I don't know if you heard that or not, but okay. So I'm going to heat the bottom one first because I don't want to get heat near the second one. And again, I'm going to use my trusty Steinel. All right, so 480 degrees, and I'm going to turn it up to 500. And it gets hot pretty quick, and then you just adjust the speed here. Okay. Cool thing about this is it has an adapter on it if you ever want to fix plastic or weld plastic. It's insane. Don't have any of that stuff. I normally do that with cars when fixing tabs, but I'm sure it would work the same for a scooter. If you watch, I'm going to go all the way around and bend my hand out of the way because 500 degrees is pretty hot. So while I'm doing this, just to let you know, I know I keep saying about my website. My website is up. It's apmscootering.com, but the developer is still working on it. So what I'm going to do is when we get up and running, I'm going to do a giveaway for the new site. My wife and I feel that that's a good idea, especially if I get enough subscribers. And I'll give back to the people who watch these videos, because I know sometimes they're boring, you know. It's the dieharders that watch these. So hopefully I get some notoriety and people start to follow. So keep that in mind. Tell people. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to give away a variator roller kit, a tuning kit from SSPG. So we'll see when I can materialize that. I mean, I already have some of the stuff, but the site's not completely up and functional yet because it takes a lot of time. I didn't realize how much time it takes to put a website up, but that's kind of crazy. All the stuff that you have to go through and what you know and what you don't know, and your developer and communicating with him, and you know, all that good stuff. So now that that's done, I'm going to go ahead and do this one. Okay. Yeah, the TechFlex is kind of big on this, but doesn't matter. This one actually goes behind everything. You don't even see it. It's up to the front of the bike. Now, I'm not going to show you and bore you with the front of the bike to do the same thing. And the reason being is, one of the next videos I'm going to do is on lighting. And how to, we kind of run into an issue that I don't like about the scooter. I love the scooter, but the lighting, it actually, you don't have independent control of the high beam. You can turn the high beam on and it shuts everything else off, and I'm just not a fan of that. So what I'll do is show people how to wire a relay up to keep the high beam on, because you know we have dark roads around here in the Northeast Pennsylvania, Mid-Atlantic, whatever you want to call it. And I'm just not a fan of, you know, I do have some new LED lights that I'm using for the main low beam, but I have a schematic that I can use or make a relay that will allow when I click the high beam on, it'll keep my low beam on. So I'll show you that and how to do the relay. So yeah, there'll be electrical parts on the site that you can't really find in other scooter places, so hopefully that'll help out. Now it'll have some, obviously, all the scooter stuff. Yeah, by the way, here in Pennsylvania right now it sucks. We had snow today and snow tomorrow and another 6 to 10 inches or something, I don't know, on Sunday. And it's a pain. So the trusty snowblower will get put to use. Alright, so I did that, and then, you know, the only problem I hate is there's just a tiny little nub there. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to do this one with TechFlex. Then I think I might run one over top of this, and then one piece of heat shrink over both of these, because they both go directly up here into your connectors here and here, and now that goes to the ignition. It's here, and then there is another one I disconnected that goes around to the USB. And speaking of that too, another cool thing I'll show you here before we close off today is I got a pretty cool kit for a USB slash battery display. Now I'm going to show you a second way to do TechFlex. So if you see this end right here, what I'm going to do is measure out this little piece right here, right? So this is going to be really small. Okay. So maybe about that big. So I will cut it. Now, it'll fray. I guarantee you it'll fray. So I'll try. You can do this method. Take the heat gun or your butane heater and just kiss it and melt those. Now you can see it shortened it a little bit, so it's not as really efficient as the other one, but it works if you don't have one of those. And let's hope this fits over this. It should. It's still splitting a little bit, but see, that gets caught in there, but that doesn't hurt anything. Just bring it through. Get it around there. There. Nice. So, here's what I think I'm going to do. I think I'm going to go ahead, and I don't know if the 3/4 will work. I would hope it would, but I don't think it's going to. Let me just see. Now this is a 3/4 inch, and I'm just going to test fit it. See if I can get this connector to fit in there. Oh, you suck. Yeah, it's not going to work, but that's okay. I have an idea. This is 1 inch, so it's a little bigger. So what I really want to do is I want to get both of these through this, which I should be easily able to do. See that? So I'll do that. You know what? I thought about something, because this is going to be I'm going to do this, and I'll explain to you why in a minute. So, right, so you see how this branches off? Obviously, TechFlex can't branch off, not this kind. I have that, a different kind to show you. But what I can do is use one piece of shrink here, put another piece of shrink. You basically just shrink tube this to protect it, but maybe I'll think about not doing that. I don't know. This is what I do. I sit here and talk to myself. Alright, whoops, wrong thing. I don't need that. Alright, let me get my heater. Let's see how this works out first. Should have just made one big piece. Maybe that's what I'll do on the next one. Just double shrink it. What do you think, Audrey?
Sure, dude.
See? The wife says yeah. I guess I better do it. That should be good. So, as you can see, I already branched this one. So, let's see. Maybe I should have just did that to begin with. That's what I said about double shrinking, because I'll just bring it all the way down.
What do these wires connect to again?
These ones? These all connect up to the front. So basically, gauge cluster and power for that kind of stuff, and I think turn signals and yeah, I can see it. Well, I can see the main connector that goes down from the cluster, or I can say cluster like it's a car, but yeah, the instrument gauge cluster. And the other one goes to the factory USB, which I'm going to be dumping for a different one. So yeah, this is giving me a hell of a time, but I think I got it. There we go. Just took a little bit of love. Alright, so well, that worked out just right. How about that? Alright. So I'd rather just do it this way, because branching the Tech Flex off on this one probably isn't worth it. Now, when I was talking about, excuse me, the heat shrink, because this is a 3-to-1 heat shrink, so it shrinks down 3 times to its initial, from its initial size. So 3-to-1, then there's 2-to-1. Well, 2-to-1 shrinks to half the original diameter, right? So ½ inch, then what? Down to 1/4. So I like to use 3-to-1, and I also use 4-to-1, because sometimes you need it to shrink down pretty good, but you need to go over bigger connectors, hence the 4-to-1. So as I'm following this, now the good thing about using a heat gun compared to a lighter or a torch, if you're not used to it, is you can't burn this. I mean, it actually tells you when it's, by watching when the shrink is done. So with this 3-to-1 stuff, you have to be sure that it's all shrunk down. See, they're still shrinking. I know it's kind of boring watching heat shrink, but part of this series. Still see it shrinking. Holy hell. Alright. So, you might understand why I did that, but so basically it's, you know, I don't know if you can see it, but glue comes out of this thing. You can actually see the glue right there. And once it dries, it gets pretty hard. Like that's from the earlier one I just did. So then you have this. Now this is wrapped in tape. I should have put some what you call it on there, test of tape, but I don't think I need it on this part. So what I want to try to do is I might be able to take some Tech Flex and maybe go over all of this, like just from, like, take a piece and see how long it is from here to here, and then just cut a short piece and go over this. But I don't know if I can do that or not. I might just have to do this. I don't know. What do you think? Alright, let's see what I got here. Let's see.
Well, if something goes wrong, then you gotta take it all apart.
Oh, that was the whole point of fixing all the solder stuff, so it doesn't go wrong. And the wires will probably outlast the scooter. I hope not, but probably. Now, you know how long I've been doing all this wiring. So, yeah, let's see. Yeah, I kind of like that. Alright, and I'll just do this way. And maybe I might take a piece of shrink just to go through here. I think that's what I might do. Yeah, I think I might do that. Okay. So what I'm going to do here, since it's a short piece, I'm going to go ahead and cut this. Now I'm hoping that this fits over that connector. It should. It fit over this one, I think. Let me double check, because I might have used a bigger thing of Flex, Tech Flex. I'll fold these back for a minute. See how it frays because it's not seared? Oh, look at that. Yeah, look at that shit. That is shit right there. Sorry. No little kids are watching, I doubt it. Why the hell would they watch this? Alright. So let's see if I can fix these seared ends. Let's see if my wife can get a picture of this, and let's see if we can sear these off. Ooh. Yeah, see that, guys? All the frayed pieces, they just suck. Like, it still might fray, but since I'm putting shrink tube over it, I can cover the end up. I think I'm gonna try put this big end over first. It's like a Chinese finger trap. Oh yeah, he didn't like me sure. I think I'm gonna... Come here. Come here. Get over there. Now you can see where it, when I melted it, where it went over it. Can I get over that hump? See, it's getting caught in the groove, so now I gotta go through and try to pick it out over it. Now it's getting caught there. Thinking this might have been too small, but let's see if I can get it over all this. It's funny, it looks like it's so small until it goes over and it stretches back out. Now I gotta get over these 3 connectors. Once I get it over the connector itself, 3 bullet connectors here. Let's see if I can get to the wires. Can I do it? Can I do it? Ta-da! Alright. So, that being said, now I definitely know 3/4 isn't going over that, so I'm gonna have to go back to the inch. You hear the dogs?
Mm-hmm.
So, here's what I'll do first. See if this goes through. That's gonna suck if it doesn't. Oh, that sucks. 'Cause it's not. Just trying to see if I can stretch it through here. Nope. Clip is too big. So, dilemma. So, do I put huge shrink around it, or do I use Tessa tape just to finish the connector off? Let's see. First, I gotta pull these plastic things up off of here. So-called protectors. Okay, in this case, I'm gonna have to use Tessa because I'm not wasting 1.25" shrink tube for one connector. So this is Tessa. What I'll do is these things were tight up there anyways, so you got your black and white, which is your starter kill, yellows from your stator, green's your ground, and they all connect to same colors up there at the ignition column. So I'm going to use one down here. Believe me, I don't want us like everything to be uniform and the same, but in this case there's nothing I can do about it, so I'm not gonna sit here and pound my head. But 1.25" is just too big to put over this, so Tessa tape will do just fine. Alright, hell, you can actually see where it actually expanded out because the cable's not that long. Okay, so we have that. Now I probably could use a bigger size Tech-Flex, which I think I might have. So what I can do is try to get it over here, and then to actually get it to expand over all this, that is going to be tough, so that it fills in right here. I don't know, what do you think? I mean, that's a lot of stretching on that. I mean, it does expand, but whew, you're asking it to expand an awful lot. Actually, I don't even think I need it that far. Just need it from here to here. So, yeah, guys, I'm not even sure if that's going to work, but we can try it. If it doesn't work, I'll get to what I was going to show you. Let's go over to the cutter here, to the hot cutter. Alright. This is actually called a hot knife. See it getting red? Red means danger. So today one of my guys that works for me was showing me pictures. I do a lot of other stuff. I don't know if I mentioned it. I've been doing cars for 27 years, so custom cars, built cars. So my guys was talking about, he showed me pictures of someone who cut their finger off on a router table. That was horrible. My wife's making her face. Absolutely horrible picture. Oh, be careful, boys and girls, with those kind of tools, because they will tear you up. Alright. Yeah, let's try this. I mean, this is just really an attempt to whether or not this is going to work. I might use the open side that is already haggard a little bit. See if I can get it to go over that. So this was the side I seared coming through, and that's doing what it's supposed to do, not letting it go apart, but it's also causing me a headache. Come on, there we go. Now it's got to go through this, and that's what I'm not sure if it's going to be able to do. I'm not worried about the fray because I can heat shrink it, but I don't know, Audrey, it ain't looking good. Yeah, it's getting, I can fold this back. Yeah. That's the one thing about it. If it doesn't work, I just take my knife in there and cut it off. Scissors. Boy, I do not want to go over that corner. If I get it over this connector, it might be alright. Yeah, it's not gonna work. Alright, we tried. Alright, we tried. See, just cut it. So, I do have I guess a secret weapon here. Let me look in my little drawer. Fun things. I got rolls of Tech Flex, but this is actually the bigger shit for like 4-aught wire. Yeah, I think this is like 1 inch. So what we'll do is I think I might just go from here. I bet you I can get all this in. No, we'll just do this part. Alright. So, let's see. I'm doing a little extra because I want to cut off 2 ends here. Let's go over here. Stinks, doesn't it? Did you smell that?
No.
You can smell that.
Oh, now I can. Oh, that just smells.
It smells like burnt hair. It really does. It stinks like shit. Alright, let's see. Think we have a winner? Ta-da! Just gotta get those other ones out. Now, what do you know about that, Audge? Audge is my wife's kind of nickname. Alright, so since these are all going up here, these are going over there. Now I can use a bigger piece of shrink, so let's see what I got. So we use 2 pieces, one for here and one for here. I know this is. I'm sitting here thinking, wow, this while I'm doing this for you guys is, I'm out of my mind. But it's my scooter. Let's see.
Why are you just doing little pieces and not the whole thing?
Because it branches off. Oh, why am I doing little pieces of this?
Yeah, not like
Shrink tube?
to cover the whole thing.
Well,
here.
because you actually want to see this. It actually is supposed to be seen, so it's fancy. You follow me?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, tell me that I'm gonna need the bigger stuff. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Come on, get in there, you bastard. Come on. Get that corner in there. Well, it's in there. Just a matter of pushing it through. This is why this stuff takes so much time, and why I try to do some of it off camera, because it does take a time, and I don't like to bore people so much, but I really want to get to some of the other stuff, the carburetor and all that. And then you got to go around and make sure all these little pieces fit in through the shrink. So I got to go through, make sure they all go in, make sure everything can stretch through to get that damn connector through. gotta go through. And this is just to get to the bottom part there. Man, that shit blew up. Did you see that?
Mm-hmm.
Because what happened is it's caught inside there, so I have to get it all up through. There you go. Now, what sucks is I gotta do it again to get one right here. You know what I mean? But all in the name of prepping a new scooter harness. I could build one of these harnesses so much more efficient, but it's just the way they come. Put different connectors on there, watertight touch connectors. So as you see, TechFlex comes in many sizes. I mean, I've seen huge ones. You looking at the battery life on that? Mm-hmm. Still good?
Mm-hmm.
Talking about the camera. I saw a new one today. Oh God, I was so tempted. But the wife put the foot down and said no camera. You did. Not lying. This is actually her camera. It's a really nice one. It's a camcorder. It's a Sony. Alright. That good to you?
Mm-hmm.
Alright. So, get another piece of this. Oh, wrong one. What do I do with that big stuff? Oh, here it is. One more piece of agony here, and then I can start showing you some of the other stuff here. Just wanted to give you an idea of what I do, what it goes through, what you deal with when you're doing this. I mean, I don't mind it, but it can be aggravating. Much like this bag is being right now. Aggravating. So we're going to use alright, let's hope this one goes a little easier, but I doubt it. He already didn't want to be my friend there for a second. I'm actually going to have to bring this one down. See, I'm going through and just pushing every little strand that might pop up. Hopes I just got to get that head of that connector through. As that goes through, I'm golden. See, now it's caught up there again. I gotta get over it. That's because of those stupid little connectors. Right there, bastards, get up there. Now I'm pulling actually on towards the top of this because I do not, absolutely do not want to tear the wire. So okay, so here's what I'm doing. I'm pulling the TechFlex. I'm conning it to go back up. There you go, through the connector, and then that way I can go back and then it's tight. See that? So now it's tight. So now I can heat that and shrink that, and then success. Okay, so this part all goes up to the front of the scooter. All right, you guys can see the mating plugs. You know, like this one goes over. I think I plugged that in off there. Then these go to mating plugs there, and then this one right here matches right into that. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna kind of hang these up here for a second, and then go back around just to hold this in place, because these all just kind of, you know, go through here, and then this goes through. All right, so this is the power wire from the earlier video. The actual scooter's electrical wire gets a 15 amp fuse. This is the ground wire that was once half-ass tied into that thick battery wire, ground wire. So now what I'll do is, this actually rolls over, this now goes to here. So I'm going to put a ground, I actually have the bolt for it and a washer, and that's going to go right in through there, and now that's going to be the ground that was tied into the battery ground wire. So we have all these done, so I'm going to set this up in here, and you're probably going to notice something, so I'll show you. What will I show you? Well, I'm going to show you this. This is actually TechFlex, except it's wrappable. So it wraps around itself rather than fighting with it. And then when I get to these things, I can just like throw a zip tie on it, or I could actually take this one and put a slice in it and would actually wrap and roll under this. I don't know if that's necessary on this, but just to give you an idea so everything's held into place. Alright, so this goes in here, right? And then this goes here, right? So that's how that works out. That actually stretches off. That's the way they had it. It goes right in there. Okay. Then this is my Bangjing CDI. This goes up to, but actually this goes to the tail light and the fuel level sender. Right in there. So now we have all this. Right, and it's going to fold over like that. So I'm going to show you. Right now, here you got your starter solenoid wire. Right, that's going to go right in there. That's done. This was for your ignition coil. Right, I kept it. I'm not cutting it off because who knows if I ever want to do something or they come out with something different. You know, I might just zip tie that here or follow the harness. Just kind of zip tie it up there or whatever. So I'm going to show you how you use this stuff. So basically it just wraps around. So I can do a segment of wrapping. Let me show you. Here's what it looks like. Right? So it actually has a different texture than regular TechFlex. But look how it wraps around itself. See that? So it opens up and then boop. Fantastic, right? You don't have to mess with it. So you kind of get your length somewhat what you need to get. You know, maybe shoot a little longer. Follow me, guys? And then I'll take this and I'll go over to the cutting machine. That's still scorching hot. Should I turn that off?
Safety first.
Yeah, I know, right? I mean, Mr. Safety not paying attention to what I'm doing. So, you ready, guys? Slow through. That's it. That's how you use it. That's how you use a hot knife, period. Now this is a tabletop hot knife. They actually sell hand ones. But not really. I'm not a fan of the hand ones. I'd rather use the table one. But people use them for all kinds of shit. They cut styrofoam and stuff. It'll cut all that stuff. Basically, I have so much TechFlex and use it in other builds that it's worth the investment to buy the hot knife. So what I'm going to try to do is just take a look here. But how I kind of do it is I just kind of wrap around, get it started. You know, kind of wraps around. And then I kind of run my finger through it. But, of course, that's not going to work now because... There you go. So, I'll just follow that up along. Yeah, I got to keep an eye on these because, and this wasn't even connected to anything. It was just actually laying out. So just want to get this stuff out of the way. Starting to get it. They have a tool for this, but I just try to use my fingers. Nothing better than your hands. But since this is just such an odd wiring setup, you know, the way the wires are, it's just not worth it. Let's try it with the tool. Finding it, I probably have to maybe cut over it or something, but let's see. Make sure everything is laying the right way. That everything has to be rolled over the same way. So yeah, I'm kinked up because I think this part and then splits right there, but that just means I got to cut some length off of here. So if you take a look at it, leave a comment. Let me know what you think. I mean, it is a lot of work, but basically there it is. That's what it's going to look like. I'm not going to bore you with putting more shrink tube over. On the next video, what I'll do is, I don't know if I'll call it video 5, but I'll of the wiring series. But what I'll do is I'll show you the finished product, like once it's in, and then I think I got and I'll show you what I cover these plugs with right here in this, my new starter motor connector. I'll show you what I use to cover that stuff with. How about that? I'll start that video off with that, and I'll probably be able to put it out tomorrow sometime, and then I'll show you the finished wiring harness all the way up. I think it actually needs pushed back some, but I'll show you that finished part, and then I think we're gonna go ahead and get on the carburetor, the PWK, the OKO PWK carburetor, which is this right here, which I'm sure you guys know. We're gonna take out the CVK and put in the PWK carb, run it up with a new throttle adapter that goes up here, the Bang Jing, and then once that's finished, I'm going to go over the lighting. I'll have my wife give you a quick shot of the light right here I'm pointing at. These are the new LEDs that I'm going to be carrying. Super sick for turn signals, super bright, and really affordable actually. Really affordable. So, thanks a lot, guys. I hope I didn't bore you too much. I know this isn't the most exciting stuff in the world to do, but you know, if you ever run into something and you want to protect your wires, whether it be your car or you're doing a system in the car, or you want to protect the scooter wires from that cheap ass plastic coverings they put on, you can go ahead and try TechFlex. I'll put up the links. Click them. I appreciate it if you do. It definitely supports me. If you have any questions or you want to talk to me about anything, I'm real. You can actually email me, apmscootering@gmail.com. So I'll answer questions, and then of course leave comments. If you like it, you don't like it. If you want to see something else, if you want to anything electrical, how do you do this? How do you fix a headlight? I don't know anything. The electrical stuff is pretty much my specialty. Well, also, once the carburetor's in, I'm going to explain to you. You guys should know what this is. That's an O2 bung for a sensor. The ALM-S I have from e-trons. So what that does is that allows me to tune this thing. Not happy about the weld job the guy did, but for 20 bucks, I can't really complain. I mean, it's solid. So there's just a couple things to come. We're going to keep rolling. We got to get my wife's scooter in here for her. Or up here for her LEDs before the season starts. Yeah, she's all fired up about that. So I'm going to do purple underglows for her because she loves purple. So, and then I'll put a hidden switch or a special switch somewhere on there, and then we'll go from there. Oh yeah, cool. One more thing. Go over to the Amazon bag. Ooh, but I got something I think in there from another guy. So, another guy I deal with on occasion sent me this. So I'll do a review of it, but I'm also going to install it. But I'm not going to install it like this. There. So, there's a button here, right? 12-volt cigarette outlet. Dual USBs, and if you look real close, you'll see there's a gauge in here. See it? Yep, you can see it. And what that is that's your battery gauge. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to not use this plate. I'm actually going to individually mount these. I might not even use a cigarette lighter, but custom mount them. And this light here on mine is going to be for blue LEDs that I'm going to put on the underside of my there's like a channel in my scooter that I can run some LEDs. Show you guys how I wire a relay up so that you don't run, you know, put too much power to them. So, or just try to run them straight to the battery. You can use a relay, be able to turn it on and off with a switch. So, anyways, all right, guys, that's enough. Thanks a lot for watching, and then tune in. I think I should have one more out tomorrow. Okay? Have a great night.